Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. Guys, it's been this long. XRP, 7+ years, 3 macro cycles, dozens of fake outs. Now XRP has finally made its first legit weekly structure break since 2018. This courtesy of Mr. Anderson here on Twitter. So this isn't noise. It's the first real shot at untapped price discovery in years. Now the fun part should begin. XRP has room to test what the public really thinks it's worth without 7 years of being under trapped supply capping it. This is where the XRP army can rev their engines, hysteria can spill into the mainstream, and we see if the market values it at $5, $7, or maybe even beyond that. But first, guys, hold. The weekly close above the breakout, demand steps in on the retest, and volume keeps expanding. So guys, this is what we're currently seeing. A very, very positive looking structure for XRP. Again, we are back testing that all-time high. If you guys take a look at the XRP chart, former all-time high is now $3.40. And guys, we are back testing that with conviction. So back test, didn't even wick down on it there. And now, guys, we're getting up and away. So hopefully we now can go beyond $3.66. It is still the summer. It is July 22nd, 2025, if you guys are watching this video on the day that I'm releasing it. And XRP has so much further to go, I think, for more information on where I think the market's going to go. Because, you know, I wasn't expecting this when I started the Patreon. Again, this is why I'm keeping my targets fluid. I know some people, they give their targets and they're saying, okay, these are my targets and I'm sticking to them. My targets for XRP are always evolving because as we see the market evolving, I don't want to undersell myself. I don't want to undersell you guys. So if you guys want to see where I'm going to be trading my XRP, you can follow me at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. Again, it's only $5 a month, but it's only going to be $5 a month for a limited time. Lock in now, but you got to subscribe and stay subscribed to patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. Let's keep moving along, guys. Alex Cobb also bringing us this tweet, something that we talked about a lot, or that I talked about a lot in 2018 and 2019. Okay, so imagine a flood of retail coming into the crypto market and looking to invest. Which coin are they most likely going to buy? The most expensive coin, the second most expensive coin, or the coin that's worth $3.50. You got to remember retail FOMO mentality, okay? Getting into a crypto, so you got to think, okay, Bitcoin is number 1, Ethereum is the number 2 cryptocurrency, and XRP is now at number 3, trading in and around $3.50, $3.49 as of the time of this recording. So, you know, crypto vanity is something that a lot of newbie traders really can't get their heads around. You know, if they can't buy a full Bitcoin, or, you know, maybe for some people they can't buy a full Ethereum coin, well, what can they buy? I can afford $3.50, so I can afford a full XRP. As a matter of fact, I can afford a few of them. So crypto vanity is a real thing. I remember hearing about it on The Modern Investor when I first started dabbling in crypto. So this is another, you know, a great thing here that Cobb brings up. Another factor that I think pushes the theory that more money is going to flow into XRP rather than the top 2 cryptocurrencies. So I wanted to thank Alex Cobb for that. Vincent Van Code also bringing this to our attention. This is purely anti-competitive behavior. So in yesterday's video, I did talk a little bit about this. I'm going to link that video up here if you guys didn't catch it. They know they are toast. Neobanks, online banks, and other banks that don't have costly overhead, cabal bosses, and bureaucracy. The century is over, and now it's time for next-gen finance to replace the cabal. Nothing can stop Ripple and XRP. If democracy is real, then the voice of millions of crypto supporters should matter. So he was retweeting out Subjective Views tweet here. This is the American Bankers Association, all right, and they are coming out guns a-blazing. They want to make sure companies like Ripple and Circle do not get their banking license because this puts in jeopardy everything that they've worked so hard to protect. So again, guys, I talked about it in yesterday's video, but here's the letter. Dear directors, the undersigned associations, the associations appreciate the opportunity to comment on recent national bank charter applications, including national trust charter applications submitted by these companies, including Ripple National TR Bank. And they're essentially suggesting that these companies should not be granted bank licenses. Of course, that would protect their cartel. Anyway, this is real. This is what's happening right now. And I wanted to thank Subjective Views and Vincent Van Code just for bringing that up. Other companies, though, are pivoting. They're realizing the writing is on the wall. And I thought that this was an interesting clip from the new CEO of Western Union, Devin McGranahan. They're obviously diving into the world of stablecoins. Listen to this.
Stablecoins is just yet one more opportunity to innovate. There are 3 real opportunities for us. Anytime you can move money faster across borders is going to be good for Western Union and good for Western Union's customers. Second, last I checked, you couldn't spend stablecoin if you wanted to buy a Coca-Cola. So converting stablecoin into fiat currencies, particularly in harder to convert currencies around the world, is an opportunity for us. And then for many of our customers around the world, a stablecoin presents a store of value that's tough to achieve in their country. So offering stablecoin as a store of value to our customers is going to be an opportunity. We see stablecoin really as an opportunity, not as a threat.
What's the rollout looking like for Western Union on that front?
Well, we're already innovating in several places in the world on moving money and settling. So both in South America and in Africa, we are innovating our settlement processes to move money quicker and to more easily convert into local currency in partnerships with some of the infrastructure companies you've had on this show. So we are also exploring other partnerships with people who want on-ramps and off-ramps in different parts of the world on how we could enable Western Union's funds in and funds out to enable people to purchase and sell stablecoins. Finally, we're investigating how we might offer stablecoin products in our digital wallets to our customers around the world, again, in partnerships with many of the companies that you've talked to over the course of the last couple of weeks.
So it looks like Western Union's tune has changed over the last several years. I don't know if you guys remember me discussing this back several years ago. Why doesn't Western Union see cost savings? Do you remember when they were trialing RippleNet? Boki here down here saying 10 transactions, haha. And I thought Western Union were smarter than that. Smells like smoke and mirrors. It's all good. If Western Union doesn't want to be early adopters, their competitors will. The FOMO train doesn't stop for anyone. So I'll give you guys a bit of a backstory. This guy here, Hikmet Ersek, I believe that's his name. He was the CEO of Western Union at the time. And I remember them talking about trialing Ripple and XRP. But at that time, he's just like, no, we're not going to see any kind of significant savings. But the joke was they only tested 10 transactions at that time. Now, again, this was around 2018, 2019, when the technology was brand new. And of course, it wasn't regulated in the United States at that point. Other countries around the world were using RippleNet technology. But we do have to remember today, we are seeing something new. The potential impact of the Genius Act on the financial landscape can't be ignored. Expect a ripple effect as traditional finance tries to catch up with these regulatory shifts. So, now we're seeing Western Union is starting to, I don't know if they're scrambling so much, but they certainly did wait until the last minute. They definitely didn't want to be first. But now all these companies are clamoring to be second to use DLT technology in their money moving stack. So wanted to thank Digital Asset Investor for posting that and reminding us, where we are today versus where we were so long ago. XRP Insights with this. Get up. For this reason, I think XRP will reach $500 soon. Even Bitcoin apologists who formerly criticized it are now afraid of its possibilities. So keep an eye out.
If I told you a digital asset is quietly infiltrating the global financial system like a virus and no one is paying attention. It's not Bitcoin. It's not even Ethereum. It's a 10-year-old coin that the elites have written off. Insert XRP. Now, this isn't just another crypto. This is literally the Trojan horse of the financial world, and it's already embedded itself in the most powerful institutions on Earth. Now, most people think XRP is just some token for cheap cross-border payments, but they have no idea how deep this rabbit hole truly goes. Ripple is already working with over 70 central banks. XRP, it's the liquidity bridge between fiat, CBDCs, and tokenized assets. It's also integrated into the new ISO 20022 global payment standard, and it's being adopted by real-world institutions right now. Let me ask you this. Why would Ripple apply for a US banking license and a Federal Reserve master account unless they were preparing to become the infrastructure layer of the future US banking system? Right now, Ripple has a US trust charter, a pending bank charter and Fed access, their own stablecoin, RLUSD, a new automated market maker system going live, and full legal clarity in the US. This isn't just regulation ready, this is regulation integrated. Behind the scenes, XRP is already moving inside global finance. Brazil's CBDC pilot, XRP Ledger. Bank of England's digital pound test, Ripple. UAE and Saudi Arabia, their Project Aber is with Ripple Tech. Institutions like Santander, SBI Japan, Bank of America, they're all integrated with Ripple and XRP. This isn't just hype, this is quiet, methodical infiltration. But here's the thing, so let's compare XRP versus the rest. Bitcoin's market cap right now is 2.18 trillion. The XRP supply is 54 billion tokens. So to flip Bitcoin, XRP would need to hit $40 plus. But to flip Ethereum, it just needs to go to $5 per token. And here's the thing. Ethereum, it's stuck in fragmentation. Layer 2s are messy, regulation is murky, and no one is using it in the actual banking world. XRP, it's clean, it's legal, and it's integrated. It's becoming the invisible engine behind real money movement.
So some other good reasons there why XRP could flip Ethereum and why, Ethereum is, quite frankly, floundering. Whereas we've seen XRP price go up by leaps and bounds since the election here back in November of 2024. How high has XRP gone up? I mean, we can use this tool and see that it's gone up 600% since the election. You compare that with Ethereum, and Ethereum just hasn't been performing in the same kind of way. It is unfortunate because I know a lot of people were really kind of banking on Ethereum to do very, very well. And since the election, where were we here? Roughly in and around here. Ethereum has gone up almost 100%. So XRP 600, you compare that with Ethereum at only 100, just under 100% at 96.99%. Where is the future? Of course, it is the silent engine behind the new financial system. I like that. I like that quote a lot. Wanted to thank XRP Insights for that. And guys, we're seeing a lot of integration now with the RLUSD too. So all this is going to drive more value to the XRP ledger and thus more demand for the XRP cryptocurrency. Wrath Economist posted this. This is interesting as WireX dropped XRP during the lawsuit. Well, guys, it's back, but it can't be used to top up cards, and probably not in certain jurisdictions, but in other jurisdictions it might be. But guys, they're listing the RLUSD. So here we are seeing more integration. Of course, a lot of these companies are realizing that the RLUSD is going to have staying power. It was created out of this regulatory uncertainty, and Ripple was very, very careful to create a new stablecoin that would be regulated once those regulations did come out. So a very different approach than when XRP was created, but I think we are now in a new chapter for cryptocurrencies, a regulated chapter. This is a brand new asset class, and statistics are demonstrating just that. Jacqueline Malenik posting this interesting stat from the new Token Relations Ripple report. Okay, tokenized real-world assets on the XRPL, they rose 2,260% from only $5 million in January, guys, and this is just January 2025, to over $118 million today. So this is the graph just demonstrating that. And this is the Ripple report. I will link this in the description of the video for you guys, detailing all those metrics here. You can see they're outlining month by month the event and the impact that came after that. Network performance, we got RLUSD only at 517 million. That's the market cap. So much more to read down here. Again, highlighting this metric here, RLUSD in circulating supply. You can see there have been huge spikes in RLUSD circulating supply, and I have a feeling that is because we're actually seeing meaningful RLUSD integration into the new financial system. I don't think Ripple would mint more RLUSD unless they needed to use it, and I think this is why we're seeing a slow and steady increase in the supply and in the volume. So here's the highlighted metric from before. Here's the XRPL DEX volume and global expansion. Okay, Ripple's global expansion strategy in the last 6 months focused on securing regulatory approvals in key financial corridors while establishing strategic partnerships with regional financial institutions. The company now operates with comprehensive compliance frameworks across major jurisdictions, creating pathways for regulated RWA tokenization and cross-border transactions between the world's largest economic hubs. And then they mention the UAE, the United Arab Emirates, and Europe, just as a couple. And then global expansion, guys, in the APAC region, South America and Africa. So there is still a lot of expansion to be had here. Ripple's, of course, they acquired Hidden Road too, so they mentioned that in this report. Collectively, these developments position Ripple and the XRP ledger as a compliant institutional-grade infrastructure and growing DeFi ecosystem. I mean, we all knew this, but guys, when you see it all together, when you're looking at all the updates that have been accumulating over the last several years now, it is quite impressive. And Ripple just keeps getting more and more impressive as the months go on. So I wanted to thank Jacqueline Malenik there for posting that. It does get me questioning certain things like, why did Arthur Britto come back? Okay, X, unknown DLT here, posting this on Twitter X. Few understood it, but Arthur Britto came back to flip the switch. Now, this is an interesting theory, okay? His tweet was at the lowest price. Arthur Britto knew the exact moment when everything would change for XRP, and if you guys didn't catch the video I did this morning, it was another video featuring Dick Alger suggesting that maybe Just maybe there is a hidden money on the side that's ready to flow in from big banks and institutions to the tune of $6 trillion, ready to go directly into XRP. And if you guys didn't catch that video, I will link it up here in the top right-hand corner. Well, guys, think about this for a second, okay? Arthur Britto knew the exact moment when everything would change for XRP. The switch was just flipped on June the 23rd. It's going to go up, and it is never going to stop. Now, he put the Arthur Britto tweet up here. You guys can see he did put out that tweet on June the 23rd, 2025. And if we go back to the XRP chart and just take a look at where that was, okay, let's just remove that for a second. If we take a look at June 23rd, 2025, guys, that brings us, boom, right in there. That is that last candlestick right in here when we were bouncing off former resistance from back in 2021. You guys remember when the price was vacillating? Again, this was $1.96 right in here. Let me show you. $1.96 right in there. And from that point on, we reached a new all-time high. So is it possible that maybe Arthur Britto did know something that we don't know, that now we're finally realizing? And it's been now a few weeks. The XRP price has started to shoot up, has made a new all-time high, and doesn't look like it's stopping anytime soon. Maybe the switch has been flipped. But for more information on what I think, you can follow me at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. Again, I'm bringing prices back to old school prices, $5 a month right now. If you sign up, subscribe, stay subscribed, and lock into that $5 price point. Let's take XRP to the next level. Let me also mention that I have the Working Money Channel merch store if you guys are interested in, I don't know, maybe purchasing some Working Money Channel merch. Link is in the description of the video. That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.